Welcome to Freaky Friday. And this is where basically it's the end of the week. I mean, you survived a week, man. That's something to be excited about. If you're not happy you made it through the week, welcome, my man. Yeah, if you're not happy you made it through the week, you really need to reevaluate this, or you got to work tomorrow. And if so, man, I'm so sorry. That has got to suck to go in on a Saturday or Sunday, and unless that's your normal schedule. Some people really like that. Now, I've gotten kind of lazy in my old age. I really only want to work a few days a week, and I want the rest of the time, the weekends and all that, to be here with you guys, because I don't call this work. I call this fun. This is a career, yes, but still, it's fun. So yeah, if you had to go in over the weekend, and maybe you enjoy that. Like my youngest son, he works night shift, and it's always a battle to get him up to go to work at 10 o'clock at night. And then, of course, when I get up in the morning, he's just getting home. I'm like, okay, let's have some fun. And he's like, I'm tired, Dad. I'm like, okay. But some people really enjoy that. They like that type of work environment. And so that's great. I hope whatever it is, you enjoy what you're doing, because that's critical in life. We spend like 60% of our life working towards something. You got to have fun with it, man. You really do. Speaking of one of my favorite children, Crow, Dova, my man. Good to have you, brother. Sorry I missed out on a game with you earlier before we went live here. Never heard anything, so I wasn't sure what was going on. But we will get some gaming in. Now, for those who don't know, yes, I am an avid gamer. I mean, obviously, I've got a Galaga machine in my office that says I got to be a gamer, right? But it's one of those I like playing Modern Warfare all the time. Play Fortnite with my kids. Play just about everything. Subnautica just to chill and relax and enjoy the scenery. A lot of great games coming out. And there's a new evolution I think it's going on, especially with the crypto world. As you guys know, here on Down Home Crypto, I go through all the crypto information. I teach, I educate, try to bring the world of cryptocurrency to the everyday worker. Now, that's a challenging aspect, because a lot of people out there, you ask them like, well, what do you invest in? They're like, I don't. I live check by check. I can't afford to invest, is what I hear all the time. Like, I don't have any money. But yet they can go and get a $10 Subway sandwich, or they can go buy a $5 scratch ticket, but they can't afford to invest. And that has got to be the biggest, lamest excuses I've ever heard. Stop buying a scratch ticket. Even if you win, you're not going to win, because in the long run, the odds are totally against you. Take that $5, go buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything. And for those who don't know, you can buy literally like 5 cents worth of Bitcoin. You really can. You do not have to buy a whole $30,000 Bitcoin. That's not required. You were to put $5 a week out of every paycheck. Every time you buy a scratch ticket, don't do that. Take that $5, go home and buy $5 worth of a blue chip, and just hold on to it and wait for the next bull market. Viral, how you doing, brother? Good evening, man. Glad to have you with us today. But literally, if you were to stop buying the scratch tickets, or maybe instead of getting that ultra deluxe Subway sandwich, and I'm teasing Crow about this because I know we did this the other night. We had this conversation. I'm like, okay, so what'd you buy in crypto? What are you investing in? I can't afford it. But I went and bought a Subway sandwich. Like, are you serious, man? What's wrong with you? I love him to death. And we were talking about it. And I'm like, in 5 years from now, you're going to say, I really wish I would have listened to Serenity. I should have not gotten that sandwich or not gotten that scratch ticket and just bought a little bit of crypto, bought a little bit of something for my future. Because here's the trick, guys. If you're not doing something to change your future, whatever you're doing today, you will be doing in 10 years from now. If that's living check by check, that's what you're going to be doing in 10 years. If that's just barely scraping by, that's exactly what you're going to be doing in 10 years. So sometimes changing our lives, making a better future, requires us to do some uncomfortable changes today. Now, am I saying you're going to buy something and you'll be a millionaire tomorrow? Oh, hell no. That ain't going to happen. Very few people do that, and it's super lucky, and I think there's a lot of insider stuff going there. But the simple fact, if you're not doing anything, your life is not going to be any different. So please do something. I don't care if that's spiritual growth. I don't care if it's exercise. I don't care what it is. Do a little bit of something every day to make sure that tomorrow is better than it was today. Learn something new. Learn a language. Whatever it is, pick something to grow and change and challenge on. So that's my rant. I want to start off with that. And the reason I want to do that is because, and if you guys have not seen the markets, I'm sure you have. Even if you don't know what you're looking at, the streets are running red with blood. I mean, literally, the markets are ugly everywhere. It's horrible. People are freaking out. The sky is falling. It's the end of the world. Armageddon. Da. Yeah, take your pick. You know how I look at this? I look at this as an opportunity. So growing up, we had Kmart stores. Now, I don't know if you guys know what Kmart is, but they used to have what was called a blue light special. And yeah, kind of like the blue light behind me. And basically, you'd be going through doing your shopping, and then say, okay, we have a blue light special on aisle 7 for shoes, and you get 10% off for the next 30 minutes or whatever. Okay. And of course, everybody's like, oh, I got to go see what they got. And then they go off racing. That's what I look at the crypto market. It is a blue light special right now, guys. If you scale out on your view of the charts, if you look at history, it says that it's going to pump up and then dip down. Then it's going to do a little pump, then it's going to dip down real quick. Then it's going to go sideways, and then it's going to spike. Well, we did our pump up. That was about 2021. Then we came crashing down. That's our bear market. We've been going through that right now. Over the last month or so, we've had that little spike. Okay, and people start getting excited. Like, oh, maybe it's coming back. Maybe it's coming back. Then all of a sudden, the last couple of days, blood. Red, blood's in the streets. All the charts were red. Everything was horrible. You know what I do? I go, oh, hell yeah, it's on sale. But I also know from history telling me that little spike we just had, that's the precursor. That's the warning. That's like, okay, you have like a 3-month warning until the market is going to explode. So right now is when I'm collecting. Now, from the halving of Bitcoin, that happens, was it April 2024, I think it is? Yeah, I think April next year. And I could be wrong on that date. If I am wrong, please let me know on that in the chat, because I definitely want to know. But we know as soon as that halving of Bitcoin happens, the entire crypto market explodes and we hit new all-time highs. It's going to happen. It's happened 3 times before. I mean, how many times do you have to see the pattern to wake up and say, hey, maybe I should put $5 in? Anything. I don't care. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. Take your pick. You take any of the top, 5, 8 cryptos on the market, grab $5 worth of that. And I guarantee you, 1 year from today, it will be worth more than what you bought today. And if it's not, you know what? I'll buy it back. Go back and play this recording. Say, hey, Serenity, you said you would buy it back or you'd pay the difference. Okay, sure. Now, if you do $500,000, I ain't got that kind of money. Sorry. You know what? If you put $20 in today, no more than 20. You put $20 into any crypto in the top 8 on the top 10 list right now. You come back to me 1 year from today, and if it's not worth more then than what you paid for it right now, whatever that difference is, I will personally pay you. That's right. Seriously. Max is $20. I want to make sure I put the limit. But literally, I am that confident this is going to happen. But you have to be in those top 8, 10 on the crypto market. You can't go to the obscure DeFi crypto. Like, oh, I just bought this weird coin over here, and Jim said he'd buy it. No, let's get real, guys. So go to the top 10, and you can find those anywhere. Just Google up. In fact, let's pull it up right now. Let's go ahead and share screen. And we're going to share, which one? Chrome's tab. What am I looking at? Okay, we're going to share this one. Okay. So we're going to share this screen right here. So what we're going to say is we're going to go to CoinMarketCap. And I typed wrong, but that's okay. Okay. So here you go. You grab any of these top, 8, 10, anywhere in those. I'm going to say for my personal confidence, you take anything in top 6. Okay, except stable coins. That's a great exception. Yeah, if you buy a stable coin today, in a year from now, it's going to be worth the stable coin price. It's not going to change. That's why it's stable. You take Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your BNB, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana. I would say you're all pretty safe in any one of those. Got a guarantee a year from now, if you buy $20 today, it's going to be worth more a year from today. Okay? And if it's not, play this recording for me. Shoot me an email. I'm all over the place. And say, hey, look, I bought some BNB back in August 18th. You said it would be worth more, and it's not. Great. Give me your address. Give me your phone number. I will shoot you some money through PayPal. Not a problem. Happy to do it. The biggest thing is this call to action, guys. If you don't start doing something today to change your life, we will be right here on Friday nights a year from now, and you're going to be looking back going, damn, I wish I would have. I wish I could have. Why didn't I? I should have. And you're going to have that regret. And that is the worst feeling of all. It really is. So, do yourself a favor. Pick one that you believe in. Even if you don't believe in it, just pick one of the top 5 and buy $5 worth. And it's really easy to do. You can do it through Coinbase, crypto.com, any one of those central exchanges, even through your bank. I mean, you can buy crypto now through your bank. So there's really no excuse not to start doing something. Now, can I guarantee that central exchange or bank is not going to crash with your crypto? No, I can't. And that's why we definitely preach to get the crypto off a central exchange onto your own wallet or ledger, something like that. But step 1, just buy something. Seriously. Because look at these charts. Oh, wait. You are looking at the wrong screen the entire time. Share this. Sorry, my bad. I had the wrong tab shared. So give you an idea when I'm talking blood in the streets. Check this out. Red, 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 red. A green. Oh, it's a die. Okay, stable. Okay, tether. It's stable. Okay. BUSD, a stable. True, I have no idea what that is. But look at the red. It's absolutely... Yeah, sorry, Dova. My bad. Thanks. Should have warned me before that. So this is what it looks like, guys. And people right now are freaking out. But let's go take a look at this chart. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so as we can see, let's zoom this thing out. Let's go to a month. Okay, so if a month it was looking like this, let's go to a year. And we are still looking at Bitcoin, right? Okay, let's go to its all-time. So you start seeing here, you go up, you spike, you dip back down, spike, dip down. See how it dips and then spikes and then dips again and then shoots? This is where I think we are right now. I think if we back up in time, I think we're just like we were, what was that? September 19th of 2020. Just before it hit its new all-time high. I believe, this not financial advice, but this is my opinion. I believe we saw this spike back up. I think it's going to dip back down, not as low as it was, but it is going to dip a little bit more. So if we start dollar cost averaging, let's say $5 a week, literally, this week, take $5. Next week, $5. Keep doing that. And then once it starts getting up here and it caps out above that last all-time high, that's when you get up close to the top and you start selling it off. You know, the same quantity of Bitcoin, not $5 worth, but the same quantity of Bitcoin, you start selling it out at the same rate. And that's called dollar cost averaging in and dollar cost averaging out. And that's how people make money at this. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. What you really got to do is just act. You got to decide to change your life. Do something. So, but as we can see, yeah, the streets are running red with blood for me. This, man, blue light special, blue light special. BNB is on sale for $216 a coin. That's freaking awesome, man. To me, that is amazing. We go back and we look at the all-time high from last time. It spiked up to, what was that? $671. That's 3 times the price. Now, we know from history, every time a new all-time high hits, that's why it's called a new all-time high, get it? It's higher than the last one. And the pattern always shows that if it survives, it's going to be higher on the next bull run than the last bull run. So even if it hits, let's say 700 for Bitcoin, and you buy it today at $231, that's still 3 times the money. So if you were to buy today for $20, you sold at the next all-time high, you would get $60. It's really that simple. The whole trick is you got to act. You got to do something about it. So I wanted to start the show with that preaching to please just do something. Talk to your friends, your family members, whoever. Say, hey, are you investing in anything? They say, no, I can't afford it. It's like, you know what? But they sit there and buy a Starbucks coffee. It's like, for God's sake, there's $8 coffee right there. $8 today, a year from now is $25. Let's think about this. I buy 1 coffee a week or 1 coffee every day. God, I hope not, but some people do. Some people live by their coffee. You take that $8 coffee, 3, 4 a week, whatever, pick your number. You take that and you multiply it by 3 1 year from now, and then you start doing that every week. You start looking at those numbers and it is mind-boggling. It will absolutely fry your brain of what you could be getting the next bull market. So please do yourself a favor, do me a favor so I don't have a stroke. Start investing in anything. Just do something to change your life. And maybe it's not finances. Maybe it's exercise. I know Ubonks is great about exercise, and he started doing that every day. Whatever it is, just do something. So thank you for letting me know, Crow, that on my rants and my rave, I was showing you guys the wrong screen the whole time. So who's all with me today? I want to find out who's in the audience today. So I see we got Viral Voodoo, we got Crow, we got me. Where are you guys chatting from? Put it in the comments below. What part of the world are you visiting from this Friday night? And also on top of that, what are you drinking? It's Friday, right? We should be having a party, having some fun. Mine is ice cold tap water with black cherry Mio energy, coupled with a strange red concoction my wife gave me of Gatorade and I don't know what else in it. So she got me Gatorade because earlier today it was really weird. We went out and ran some errands, came back, and I sat down, and I had my vape in my hand. Wow, did you guys hear that? I don't know, something just died. Okay, so I think my daughter just dropped something in the hallway. Sound like a refrigerator fell down the stairs. Anyway, so I grabbed my vape and I put it in my mouth and my hands just going, and I'm like, why is my left arm shaking? It was so weird. Chris says, Idaho and good old Mountain Dew. Okay, good choice. Mountain Dew, I'm not a fan of, but I totally get it. It's definitely a gamer's drink of choice. Yeah, keeps you amped up, keep you going. But yeah, earlier it was really weird, and it was just my left arm. Because I could put my right hand out and it was just dead solid. Put my left hand out, and it was going blah, 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 blah. It's like, what the hell is going on? And it was like, oh my God, he's having a stroke. He's gonna die right now. But I just had that weird energy feel. So wife got me Gatorade. Thank you, Ev. I appreciate it. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully it's just electrolytes being out in the heat. Because it was, 103 degrees today out in the heat. It was stupid hot again. And of course, I go out in the convertible, top down, cooking my little bald brain. Got no hair to protect myself, so my brain just sits in there and deep fries. Yeah, it's rather entertaining. But also while we're out today, a really interesting event happened. And this is one of those as a father, I was very, very blessed to have happen. So we're riding in my car, and I got my youngest son, Horatio, next to me, and youngest son is in the backseat, Horatio. Next to me is Sharray, my youngest daughter. And we're cruising along, and we go down these main streets, and we turn right and hear this clatter. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is that? And I look over, and I see this flatbed truck. And it had just turned the corner, and it had a bunch of the metal railings, kind of like see at Home Depot that hold shelves up. This is for scaffolding or something. And they just plowed across the road. They're just scattered. It's like somebody took Lincoln logs and threw them out in the traffic. And so we turn right, and it's not bothering us. We keep going, and I make it about, 100 feet, 150 feet. My brain, something goes, hey, what are you doing? And I kind of look at my brain, and then it says, what are you doing? I'm like, you know what? You're right. So all of a sudden, flip a Yui in the middle of the road, turn around, go back, pull up right at the intersection, park my car in the middle of the street with the hazards on, and kids looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, we're going to help. Okay. So we pull up in the Camaro, son jumps out, I jump out, daughter's sitting there watching the car, hazard lights on, trying to direct traffic, and we start loading all these metal rails over onto the sidewalk. And this guy gets out of his truck, he's just like, oh my God, can anything else go wrong? And we're doing this to help him, and a couple of construction workers come over, and we get the road cleared out in just a couple of minutes. Really great to help this guy out. Now he's still got to put him back on his truck, but at least the road's clear. We got him set up. So it's like, hey, man, I hope your day gets better. Don't let it get you down. So he's like, oh, thank you so much. And he was so thankful. And the guy was just having a rough day, and I feel bad for him. And it was one of those great examples. Jump back in the car, and the kid's like, that was cool. Okay. And those experiences in life really tell them, hey, if you see somebody in help, doesn't matter what you're going to do. You got a couple minutes to spare. You see somebody else, stop and help where you can. Now, if it's somebody who's just going to take advantage of the situation, they're living off the system, yeah, it's like, no, they're on their own. But literally, people have bad days all the time. So anytime you see something you can help with, and sometimes that's just, hey, how you doing? It's like anything, some people just want to listen. Some people just want acknowledgement that, they're having a bad day. It's like, hey, anything I do for you? Want a glass of water or something, anything? And a lot of those, it's just a smile. It's holding a door when you're going into a restaurant. You stand there and hold a door to let somebody in to a store. Like, hey, there you go. You will be amazed at how many people just smile and say, wow, thank you. That's just not normal anymore. But that kind of thing can turn someone's day around. So always do just a little bit to try to shine a little bit of light out in the world. And it will make a difference to somebody. You may never see it, but I'm a firm believer of karma. And so I believe that event we did today, karma's going to pay it back to us. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how, and maybe I never will. Maybe that action stops me from getting into a car accident 2 months from now. Hell, I don't know. But I believe positivity comes back to us. So definitely push out the positive energy. Always try to keep a smile on, even when things are bad. And that brings me to another topic. Had a conversation with my mother this morning. Yes, I got we have an interesting family. We'll go with there. But I was talking to Mom today, and she's going to go on a road trip here shortly with my brother, and they don't always see eye to eye. They don't communicate the best. And so sometimes Mom, she's getting up there in her years, and she was saying, it's like, well, he always gets so offended. Or no, said he doesn't like how I verbalize or how I talk sometimes, what I say, the words I use. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. He doesn't have to agree with your position or your perspective. That's totally okay. It's like, yeah, but then he says this, and then I feel bad, and then it just gets uncomfortable. It's like, Okay, let's put this in a real simple term. Okay, somebody can say something to make you feel bad. Okay, you can't stop your emotions. Okay, there's no controlling those. They are gonna feel what they feel. It's just no control. But from that moment in time on is now your accountability. How you react to those emotions. That's you. You've got to decide, hey, okay, yes, kind of hurt my feelings. I can either lash out at them. I can tell them, hey, I didn't appreciate that. Or I say, you know what? Your opinion on this matter really doesn't affect me. So you have your opinion, I'll have mine, and we'll call it a day. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Just like somebody cuts you off in traffic. You know, somebody races in real quick, and of course your first instinct is, I hit the horn. It's like, oh God. But then people take that anger and they carry it through the day. Like, no, that is not the way to do it. It's like, hey, you know what? Yes, you're an asshole. And you know what? Karma will take care of you. You go your way, get away from me because I don't want to get in a wreck because you're an idiot. And you know what? If you get stopped by a cop a mile down the road, awesome. Best of luck to you. You know, I'm not wishing any harm on you, but you know what? I'm not going to do anything to aggravate this anymore. Because I watch these videos, wife loves to watch them, of car wrecks and stuff where like one guy cuts him off, the other guy races up, and it's like road rage galore. It's like, oh my God, psychos are us. So the biggest trick there is whatever the situation, look for a silver lining. Decide how you're going to react to it because you don't have to react with anger or rage. Even if somebody wants to egg you on, worst thing you can do is react by knee jerk. Think about it because whatever actions you do after that moment in time, you are accountable for. And I was talking to Mom about that. I'm like, you know what? That's why I got in several wrecks or races or stupid things because somebody would do something. I would get in a bad mood or angry or I'd feel challenged. And so now I have to fight back on it. It's like, that was probably one of the hardest lessons I had to learn throughout my life is I don't always have to fight. Sometimes I can sit back and say, yep, good luck, later, and wash them out of my life. Because if I fight back, I'm giving them control over how I react. That's not an okay concept. So never give somebody else control over your life. Okay, so that's enough preaching on that one. Yeah, literally, it was a day of colorful events. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that our guest, I'm hoping he's going to make it tonight. I sent him an invite. He said he's got to go to dinner, though. So he didn't know if he was going to make it or not. But yes, we do have one special guest who's already scheduled to hopefully show up. Trying to get a couple more that I keep trying to catch, and I just keep missing. So let's see. So Viral, Crow, what are you guys doing tonight? Besides listening to me babble and tell stories of lectures or preaching, whatever you want to call it. How is everybody doing tonight, and what are you doing? So I see we're from Idaho, of course. Crow says, Viral, I'm not seeing anything out of you, buddy. Don't know where you're hiding from, but you might want to stay inconspicuous, so maybe you're not going to tell us. That's okay too. But what are you in the process of doing right now while listening to me babble? Thank you for coming. My name is Tim. Yeah, English is my third language. It goes right behind bad English and gibberish. And fourth is profanity. We won't go there. That's when I get angry. Checking the stats, and no, I have not heard from my special guest yet. Eating dinner. Ha 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 ha. So I've said something probably blows some of your mind. I mean, most of you guys know me. Damn it, sorry. Wrong pipe. Drink it, don't breathe it. I don't know why liquid in the lungs is bad. Works just fine, right? And it's weird. We start choking on liquid. What do? We grab more liquid and drink more. How does that make any sense? But we do, and it helps. So don't ask me. But as I was saying, I'll bet it's really surprising you guys think about, Serenity out there cussing or angry or upset. Because you guys always see me on here pretty positive, pretty passionate, pretty driven. But never really is the angry side. Now, Crow, on the other hand, Dova down there, he has seen this because for the last 6 years now, I've worked for Nashville Builders as an electrician and worked my way up through the ranks, up to journeyman electrician and key lead, which is second under the supervisor. So my job was to pretty much be the hard ass of the crew because our boss is great. Dan is absolutely awesome, love him to death, but he is about the most scattered and spread out person we all know and love. And it's the point where literally everybody in the plant would come to me and ask me questions because, one, we can never find Dan. And two, even if you asked him to do something, he would see a shiny squirrel, like, oh, look, squirrel, and away he went. So you never knew if it was going to get done, when it was going to get done. So it always kind of fell on me to be that father figure, and which works good because I got 6 kids, 7 with Crow. And so, yeah, Crow has actually seen me lose my shit before. It's not a pretty sight. Blood vessels pop out. It's like the whole Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing. Like, oh, yeah, he's serious. But I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I used to be very, very excitable. Well, I still am very excitable, obviously. But I was reactionary. That was my worst thing, is I would always react. People would do something and, I used to go from 0 to psychopath in like 0.2 seconds. It was crazy. And I'm not talking just angry, yelling, screaming. I'm talking picking up half-inch breaker bars and hurling them at people's heads and big, heavy tools. And yeah, I was a little on the crazy side. Well, I'm still a little on the crazy side. Of course, this is what I do. I think it takes a certain level of craziness to do this, personally. So, since we do not have our special guest yet, I'm going to throw a little bit of craziness out to you guys, because I think it takes a little bit of insanity, a little bit of guts, and a whole lot of, what the hell, to get up here in front of the camera on stage and have a conversation. So here's what I want to do. I want to invite anybody who's watching to hop up here and join me. Yeah, anybody. You don't have to have a camera. You can do it just through microphone. That's totally fine too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to the Backstage Pass. So a private, well, not private. I'm going to make the Backstage Pass public. Anybody who wants to jump in here and chat about anything. It's Friday night, man. We sit back, we chill, we have a drink, we relax. We talk about the birds, the bees, the crypto market, cars, movies, whatever. I don't care. Hop in. There you go. That will put you backstage, and from there, I will bring you up, and we will have a chat about anything you want to talk about. And until then, I'm going to keep babbling about me and about the world and life lessons and what it's like to be old. What is it like to be old, Jim? I don't know, because in my head, I'm still like 24. Not for maturity level. Maturity level, I'm like 5. That's on a good day. My wife says, most days I'm 3. Today, I'm 5 years old. Yeah, 5 years old. That's good for me. But no, it's really interesting. I'm 51 now. I don't feel like it. My body does. But my brain says, oh, hell no. I still, drive a Camaro. I still ride a crotch rocket, a ZX1100. I still like doing stupid, crazy things. So I don't think my brain is ever going to admit my age. Now, is that midlife crisis? I don't think so. I think it's more the fact that I refuse to grow up. I may grow old. I have to do that. Okay, my body's going to do that until science figures out the whole fountain of youth thing. But until then, I'm only as old as my brain says I am. So as long as I'm still believe I'm young, that means I can learn. That means I can grow. I can evolve. I think there's a certain point in life, once you get old, you stop learning, you stop growing, and you just start waiting to die. That's not okay. To me, that's called existing. Existing is waiting to die. That's when you come home from work, you sit down, you watch Survivor with a remote, watch TV for 2 hours. Okay, bedtime, go to bed, get up, go to work. I hate my life, come home, watch Survivor. Okay, go to bed, get up. Yeah, that's existing. Not okay in my world. And I know a lot of you heard me preach about that. Yes, if any of you want to hop up here, have a chat, I'd love to have you with me. Till then, I'm going to chill out till Friday night until either our surprise guest shows up, or you get tired of listening to me babble, or whatever it is. And who knows? Maybe the sky will fall and airplane will fall out of the sky, land on top of me, and that would be a pretty cool show, though. You got to admit, it may be very traumatic, but it'd be a hell of an ending, wouldn't it? Just sitting here on a live stream, having fun, chilling, and a jet aircraft engine comes through the roof. You'd be like, did you see that? Okay, that was cool. Going out in a blaze of glory. That's my style. I'm one of those people, I'm never going to show up at Heaven's Gates or Hell's Gates, wherever I'm going to go, in perfect condition. No, I plan on showing up, scarred up, beat up, hair on fire. Well, if I had hair. See, so much fire, it burnt off. But literally, I'm going to show up just looking trash because I lived life to the fullest. And I think that's really important. I think too many people are worried about, but when I get older, what if I get hurt? Things like that. I'm a firm believer of, I think we all have like a clock over our head. And I know there's been music videos. There was one from, I think it was Nickelback had that, where everybody had a timer over their head. And I believe when that timer hits 0, it's game over. And it doesn't matter if you're sitting on the couch watching TV, or you're strapped in a race car, or you're jumping out of airplanes. I really don't think it matters. I think when time is up, it's up. And so that's my philosophy. Not saying it's right, just saying it's mine. And so my whole thing is I don't risk stupidity very often. Um, but at the same time, I don't sit there living in fear. And I think that's a really important thing because a lot of people do live in fear. A lot of people's like, yeah, but I could get hurt or I could do this. Like, well, yeah, you could. And you know what? If so, then we get back up and we go again. That's what we do. It's okay to fall down in life several times because every time you fall down, that means you're trying something new. You're not trying something new, you're not going to fall down. So falling down is totally okay as long as you get back up. Now, you might get back up a little more beaten up than you were, might get back up with like missing a leg or something. That can happen. God forbid, I hope it doesn't, but it can happen. That's just something in life. But you can die walking across the street, sitting on your couch having a stroke because you choked to death on an Oreo or whatever. There's a million ways to go. But the worst case of all is going without living. That's to me, that's the absolute worst type of life there is. So what do you guys think? Do you believe more in the your life expectancy is made up of choices? Do you think it's a finite amount? Do you think it's a timer system? I'm really curious. What are you guys' thoughts there? So throw those in the comments below. And if you are enjoying this conversation so far, do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe. I'm really trying to grow the channel, and I'm trying to make it not just based on crypto or earning or very just serious kind of things. Because we can be serious and discuss very financial. So I can't even talk that way. Can't even do that on Friday. Because I don't want to be that serious guy. There's so many serious people in the world. I believe that life is serious, absolutely. But I still think you can laugh in the face of seriousness, whether it's danger, whether it's your recovery, whether it's education, whatever you're doing. I think there's fun to be had everywhere. And I think that's a very special gift, is to be able to find that silver lining of happiness or joy or fun, even in the darkest moments, because there's always something to laugh at. Even if it's morbid comical, there's still something to laugh at. George Carlin, great comedian, sick and twisted, but I love him to death because he was able to do that. In those most extreme environments, he would always find something to laugh at. And a lot of people say it's done in bad taste. Well, maybe so, but you know what? If it helps you get through a dark moment, if you can find anything to make you laugh, just to break that blackness, it's worth it. Do it. And yes, it might be a very tacky joke or whatever. Tell the joke to yourself. That's a great thing. If you're not your own best company, you're probably not fit company for somebody else. And Dova says morbid comedy is the best comedy. Absolutely. You got to have fun with it, man. Because in the end, nobody gets out alive, okay? I'm going to ruin the whole story of life for you. You're not going to make it. In the end, you're going to die. Sorry, that's the way the book ends. It's kind of like Titanic. In the end, everybody dies. Maybe Macbeth. He dies. She dies. Everybody dies. Yeah, same game. Hate to tell you, you're not getting out alive. So, I ruined your whole life for you. That's how it ends. So, why not have some fun while doing it? That's my philosophy. And yeah, if that's morbid comedy, but the worst thing I see people do in life is they get into a bad situation. And all they can do is take that negativity and just roll it into a bigger and bigger ball. And then it's unbearable. Like, oh my God, they can't even see daylight anymore. Now, no matter what, even if something goes right, they're looking for the negativity in it. So, stop it. It's like, yeah, man, this shitty deal. This happened. Then this happened. That's a shitty deal. When this shitty deal happened, I looked over there and I saw somebody, they were a whole lot worse off. Or, I could have gotten hit by that truck when I was picking up the metal beams today in traffic. They had another truck come by and just slam into my Camaro. Oh, that would have ruined me. So many things could have gone wrong. But you know what? They didn't. And at the same time, I got to brighten up someone else's day. So, is it worth parking my car in the middle of traffic, getting out, dodging cars, picking up metal beams, putting them on the curb to make somebody else smile? Hell yeah, it is. Absolutely. Anytime. And twice on Fridays. So find something happy. Find the comedy in life. Have some fun with it because no one gets out alive. Enjoy it while you can. Okay, so let's see. Side of the road. Okay. So next thing. So waiting for a. Let's see if my. Yes, I'm like a crazy stalker. I'm looking up here on Discord. By the way, Crow, am I breaking up? Because I've had my Discord open this whole time. Is my audio breaking up at all? Or did that problem get fixed? Because if this whole stream so far is glitchy, I'm just going to take a big hard rock and just beat myself in the head. It's like, oh my God, I should have thought about that. And then I'm gonna get mad at you because you didn't tell me I was all glitchy and I was doing the whole robot thing. Yeah, if I'm doing that, audio's good. Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I figured you'd let me know otherwise. But yeah, we did link it to Discord, and I found out if you're having problems with Discord and things like that, been good the whole time. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, Crow. And yes, Dova is Crow, and no, Crow is not his name. His real name is Connor. So Connor is Crow, and Crow is Dova, and they're all the same person. So there you go. That's how screwed up my family is. Yeah. So when you hear me say Crow, that's Dova. Where the hell was I? Oh, I figured something out. So I was having a lot of problems on my recording, gaming, streaming, all that. Discord was jacking everything up on the audio. But in the settings, I finally found a video talking about this, going in there and changing it back to legacy audio instead of the was it hardware acceleration? I kicked it back to legacy, and that seems to have fixed a lot of the problems. So if anybody is out there having problems with your Discord is making your whole system just go wonky, try kicking it down into the legacy on the settings. So you go to start settings, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find that legacy. See if that helps it for you. Excuse me. And so going to see if doing my stalker thing. Is he here yet? Is he here yet? Is he here yet? Is he here yet? Come on, he's not here yet. Nope. Not shown online, so I can't yell at him. The three personalities, me, myself, and I. That's right. Yeah. And you know what? I've got those same three personalities, and we've kidded about it for a long time. We've got me, who's me. We're just crazy. Yeah, we're just crazy bedbug. Then there's myself. Now, he's the very serious father. Is like, you did what? Then there's I. Nobody likes I. I is absolutely psychotic. That's who you send after because, you know, you want somebody erased off the planet. And his alibi is always, or his response is always, got a truck, a shovel, and an alibi. Go ahead. Piss me off. I dare you. And he doesn't get mad. No, he just gets ice cold and dead calm. It's creepy. Yeah. It's like that movie, was it Mr. Jack Frost or Mr. Frost with Jeff Goldblum? Yeah, that's a freaky movie. Back in the 70s, 80s, something like that. Yeah, just a crazy serial killer. That's I. We try to keep I out of things because things don't go well when he plays. But yeah, I totally agree, Crow. Man, me, myself, and I. But we all got to have those three personalities because there's different situations where those are critical. And everyone has a strength, everyone has a weakness, and finding that balance, man, that's super tough to do. Now, I does want to come out every time we start talking about, and let's bring this screen back. Oh, I see, I broke it. Share screen. Let me do this again. See entire screen. That screen. Nope. Chrome tab. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So when I first heard about the Wheel of Time, now as you guys know, let me kick back to the cover screen because as you can see behind me, we've got Wheel of Time. The World of Wheel of Time. Man, I can't even read. Also, it's picture book. So let's take a look at some of these. So, yes, the World of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. Now, this is very special to me, and I'll show you why. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Okay, this one is not the signed edition. So I actually got to meet Robert Jordan in Vancouver, Canada, right after writing his 8th book, and I got every book in that bookstore. Got one of every copy signed. So I went in, bought the books, went up to the line, and you could only have 3 books at a time. So I had to get in line like 3 different times. And so literally I have collected over the years every single copy of Wheel of Time in hardback, first edition, signed by Robert Jordan or Brandon Sanderson. And that's my private collection there. I don't think any of these are. But as you can tell, Wheel of Time is super big in my life. Now, just to let you know how big they are. Well, my youngest daughter is Shauré Egwene. Okay, Egwene, of course, out of Wheel of Time. My youngest son is Horatio Matrim. Again, Matrim out of Wheel of Time. So, literally, I've named 2 of my children after characters of the Wheel of Time book. So, yes, it is a very profound part of my life. And so, when they created the Wheel of Time TV series, man, I was so stoked. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome. And so I thought, okay, this will be awesome. They're going to make a great show because Robert Jordan made this amazing book series. I mean, when you're reading it, you can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it, in my opinion. And just my personal opinion, I think he's one of the, probably the best fantasy authors out of all of them. from Tolkien and all those. I prefer Jordan. Now I've heard other people with like Tolkien. They like Sanderson. There's a lot of great authors out there, but for me, it was Robert Jordan. It's stuck in my life and always have. But like we're talking to me, myself, and I, well, when they created the Wheel of Time series, and I watched the very first episode of the Wheel of Time season 1, I came out. Yeah, that's the crazy dude. He was watching it. He's like, what in the hell did you do to my book? No, Aaron does not have a wife. Yeah, totally went psychotic. Wanted to destroy the TV, everything about it. And so that was that part of it. But that's where I had to push that aside and say, you know what? If I watched this series knowing it was inspired by the books, not, trying to tell the story of the books, but it's kind of inspired by, not going in that general rendition area, I started to enjoy it a lot more. And so season 2 is coming out September 1st. And so I'm looking forward to that. I've watched some of the trailers, watched some of the interviews of the characters and the cast. And so, yeah, it's going to come out September 1st. I'm really looking forward to that. Now, there's actually an interview by Robert Jordan where he talks about the characters out there. Man, this is not loaded. There it is. And he says what each person should look like. And so, unfortunately, I don't think they got a lot of the characters right. Perrin does pretty good. Matt, mediocre. Moraine, yeah. Lan, no. I think they totally screwed Lan up. I think Lan should look more like, oh God, I just drew a blank. What is his name? The guy that Taken. Jesus. I'm losing my mind here. What is that dude? Yeah. Liam Neeson. That's who I think Lan should look like. A younger version of Liam Neeson. A tall, big dude, very square, very solid. Ugh. Doesn't say much. Just has that intimidating look. That's who I think would have made a great Lan. You take a Liam Neeson when he was like 25, or probably about 30. I think that would have been absolutely perfect. But I'm really excited to find out what they do in season 2. Now, we know that Varen Sedai is going to show up. We know that Elaine shows up. I thought I saw a glimpse of Avienda, but I don't know. What do you guys think, and what's your opinion of the Wheel of Time series? And have you read the books? Have you read the books? Are you enjoying the series? Have you not read the books and you think the series is awesome? I want to know your opinion on here. What do you guys think? And it might just be me and Crow talking right now, and people will be watching this down the road, and that's totally cool. You know what, Crow, I'm happy to hang with you and anybody else that wants to hang with us tonight. And anybody who wants to jump in, please do so. And check for, nope, still not there. And so yes, I will, if anybody seriously, if you want to jump up here and have a chat with me, all you got to do is click this link, and I will pop that up one more time. There you go. It's right through StreamYard. So you're going to go in, it's going to check your video, your mic, whatever, and you can do it on your phone. Seriously, you can do it on earbuds that have a microphone in it. I'm totally cool with that. Any of those you want to do, hop in, we'll chat. I'm totally cool with that. I would love to get to know the people, because that's what I think Freaky Friday is all about. It's to reverse the roles, because you guys listen to me talk all the time, and you bonks, and all the great content creators out there, you listen to us all the time. We don't get to listen to you. We don't get to talk to you besides in chat. I want to talk to you. That's the whole Freaky Friday. Flip it around on us. So, Crow says, butchered. Okay, I agree. If you do a direct comparison to the book, the Wheel of Time series, the books, to the series, oh yeah, it's absolutely fucked up. Yes, I just got demonetized for that. They jacked it up totally. But let me ask you, Crow, if you just take what you know of the books and you look at somebody's artistic rendition of, you remove the whole concept of it's supposed to be like the books, but you say it's inspired by. So it's kind of like, okay, I went to this country, I learned this folklore story. Wow, that's kind of a cool story. Then I went over here to make this movie about it. Well, I had to make it for more Hollywood style. So a lot of the pieces had to change, things like that. And so time you're done, it's only got 30% of the folklore to it, but it's a very good movie. People do that all the time. And so have you been able to separate yourself from the books enough to sit down and just enjoy the theatrical version of Wheel of Time, or has that reading the books and knowing that overcast that experience? And I'm waiting for a response on that. So, Okay, still not here. Keep checking on that. And you know what? We might have a shorter night tonight, and maybe nobody pops in, nobody wants to chat, but I definitely got stuff I want to share with you. And either way, I want to make sure you have some place to go on a Friday night because I don't want anybody to be sitting at home alone, depressed on a Friday night. Because I did this when I was younger. I didn't fit in with the main people. So I don't want anybody sitting home alone by themselves, nothing to do, no positivity, no fun, no nothing. And so that's why we're here. And if maybe it's Saturday morning for you. So you might be watching Saturday morning cartoons, eating cereal, sitting in your pajamas, watching cartoons, and that's awesome. I love Saturday morning cartoons. I just wish they had them anymore. Okay, so Crow says, good. Do I have to decipher that? Are we playing 20 questions here? You got to give me a little more of a story than just good. Okay, you can watch it and enjoy. Okay, so you have been able to separate yourself from the expectations of the books to just enjoying the storyline. And I think that's great. I think a lot of us diehard Jordan fans have been able to do that now that we really see it's not supposed to be a rendition of the book. And a little fact that some of you may not know is the Wheel of Time was actually brought out as a secret weapon. That's right. The who do you call it? People who write the checks, producers, executive producers, whoever they were. They said, we want something to battle. What was it? Crown of Thorns. Oh God, what's the name of that series? I don't watch it. Crown of Thrones. Oh my God. I am having total memory. It's Friday night. I'm not supposed to be serious. Crown of Thrones. Game of Thrones. There it is. Game of Thrones. The whole concept for the Wheel of Time is they said, we want a show that will beat Game of Thrones. Because Game of Thrones is dominating the whole medieval kind of structuring and TV series, things like that. Yes, thank you, Kurt. Now you tell me. Man, you could have been here like 60 seconds ago, so I don't know nearly as stupid as I do. That's okay. I don't care. Because this is me, and I'm just having fun. But the whole concept was to beat out Game of Thrones because they were dominating. Nobody could compete in that genre of entertainment. And that's where they thought, okay, we're going to take Wheel of Time, which, once again, my opinion, the best fantasy series ever made. And we're going to put that in a TV rendition, but we've got to make it appealable to the people who like Game of Thrones. So you end up with a lot more drama, a lot more of the sexual scenes or things like that. Because, I mean, you've got Nynaeve and Lan, who in the first season get together and spend the night together. Well, that doesn't happen until much, much, much later in the books. And they never really even show that. Or they never tell that, I should say. It doesn't show in a book. It's not a picture book. But, I mean, that doesn't happen until way later in the series where they truly make that connection. So they've had to institute a lot of these factors to try to compete with the Game of Thrones. Because you start looking at that. What are they looking for? They're looking for drama, conflict, bloodshed, sexual aspect, romance, intrigue, the whole backstabbing kind of events thing going. So can you really compare Robert Jordan, if you read the books, could you really see that as a something to beat out Game of Thrones? Well, no, because the type of people watching that show want those characteristics in that show. So that's why they took the Wheel of Time series, thought, okay, the most powerful book series out there, my opinion again, and throw it up against the most powerful TV series that's running to beat it out. And that is a lot of why the renditions we see are the way they are. And I don't know if a lot of people know that or not. Yes, it was released as the secret weapon. So, me personally, I'm out there to enjoy the storyline. I think some of the imagery, some of the costuming and all that is absolutely amazing. And from season 2, the interviews I've watched, all the actors say they kind of take a pause. Now, if you've read the books, you know the first story goes very quickly. You get the first 86 pages of just the introduction into the two rivers, who all the characters are, all that. And then I think it's page 86 is when the Trolls kick in the door at Rand's house, and man, shit hits the fan. Everything goes nuts. Next thing you know, they're off to this place and that place, and so much happens in book 1. And the same thing in the first season. A lot happens there. But we actually looked it up last night, and my understanding is season 1 is to cover parts out of books 1, 2, and 3. Season 2 is to cover parts out of books 4 and 5. Now, still going to utilize parts of book 1, 2, and 3 in the second season, but they're trying to fast track, because if you don't know, the Wheel of Time has 13 books in the series. It's a lot of books, and all of them are 600 to 1,000 pages long, so pretty long, pretty intense books there. Yeah, you can't make a series like that. I mean, you take Tolkien, and they've got their 3 books, and you've got hours and hours in the theater, and great stories. Don't get me wrong, great movies. But you take a 13-book series, try to turn that into a TV. Oh man, you would be there for decades. Yeah, their whole life would be nothing but Wheel of Time. And truth be told, a lot of the books are very much about the visuals, the feels, the experiences, things like that. Things you can capture on video, but you have to write in words. So if you do the sets right, you do all that, you can really portray a lot of that without that extra time. So that's my feeling on that. And no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And we're definitely going to have to talk about that after September 1st, that next Freaky Friday. We got to get on here and we got to compare notes. You know, what do we think? Who do we think of the characters they brought in? Are the expectations there? Are they keeping with the pattern of the series, or are they bringing a little more of the book entails into it? Yeah, I'd be curious to see what you guys think. And so, trying to see who's with us. So I want to pull this up and see. Okay, so yeah, looks like currently we got one watching. So Crow, looks like it's me and you, buddy, but that's okay, because a lot of times these get recorded and people watch them at a later date. And so that's what this is all about. This is about having fun and making sure that if you do want to go somewhere, hey, you got Down Home Crypto to hang with us. We're going to have some fun, but also some other point in time, somebody may want to hear this or learn from it or just enjoy the time frame. So I hope you're enjoying it. Now, I get a lot of people asking me, hey, Serenity, what are you investing in? You know, what's that newest thing that you're diving into? And sometimes I can share that information before I release the video. Other times the video hits just, I get in something so quick and immediately push a video out. So you kind of know what I'm doing. But let's go into what I'm doing this week, because we've had a couple things pop up. So the first thing I want to share with you is Crank. Now, I did do a video on this, and okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay, I want to. Okay, that's how we do that. I figured out how this works. So for you who saw the video and wondered about this Crank deal, now I've got helium miners, and I'm a nerd. So yes, I've got the Aware Element. I've got the block rates, which are the 2 blue and purples over there. And yes, I have like 9 helium miners. I had 11. Crow got one of them because he was housing one. So after housing it for a year and paying him a little bit, I just gave him the miner set. Here you go. So he's still mining away. But I found a way to repurpose my miners. And as a nerd like me, I like doing that kind of stuff. So I put out a video on this the other day about the Crank network. Now, this is a brand new network, and it's still in beta testing, okay? They just launched the phase 2 beta a week ago, I think it was. And this is running on the Cardano network. Yeah, so it was very unique for me to do. But what I had to do is I had to flash my SD card. That's a little sketchy to begin with, because you have to download a program, take your SD card out of your miner, and of course they don't want you to do that, so you have to unscrew the covers, go in there, peel the tape off, pull it out. Then you got to flash it, and you pray to God you don't do something wrong, otherwise you have a miner that's totally useless. But I did get it done, and I won my first license to mine Crank by being part of the community. And I responded to some Twitter posts, and I got an email one that said, hey, congratulations, you won a place in the beta testing. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. So I got my miner set up, and it was earning about $1 a day, roughly, in Cardano. But it's also mining helium tokens. So that was really great. I was super stoked with that. But then the beta launch came up just last week, like I said, and they had 1,000 licenses. Now, to get the license, let's back up. To get the license, you had to buy the license for $150 worth of Cardano. Okay, you had to buy Cardano, move it over, have it in your wallet, ready to go when the license is dropped. Then once you had the license, you had to stake $100 worth of Crank token and lock it up for a 30-day time frame on the platform. Otherwise, it wasn't going to earn. It's a proof of trust. That's what they call it. So what that looks like here. So we'll go to here. Oh, dashboard. Okay. I got to keep telling it to share my tabs. So here's the Crank dashboard sits right now. And as you can see, I've got 2 total gateways. So the first one I got was this guy here, Exotic Dijon Sound. Now, something else that really jacked me up is it changes the name of the miner, but not on the Helium Network. Helium Network still sees it as, I think it's Blue Raisin Sardine or whatever it was. But it makes its own one for the Crank Network. But it is actually mining both Crank and Helium simultaneously. And as you see here, I was making, 1.8, 2.7, 5.4, 4.5. And so it says right here, rewards and Crank, $3.68. And so it was back and forth. But what happened is I got the second miner. I got the second license. I actually bought that. And I got it set up. And it did great once I finally got set up. Started and then went this way and then died. What I found out is when this died, my other one, somehow I screwed up somewhere in the address of something. And I reversed something. And so I got this one working. My other one quit working. I'm like, oh my God. So then I put it all back and I got the other one working. Then this one was down for 3 days. But today I got both of them up and earning correctly. Now, what I noticed is that now they are not only earning from the send, but also the receive. Because if I go to the Explorer, and this was the really exciting part, is that if you zoom in on, not Paris, I'm not in Paris. I wish I was in Paris. I'm in Boise, Idaho. No, Idaho, not you. So if you go to Boise, Idaho, and you zoom in on this, there are, there's a whole city of Boise, Meridian, Navajo. There's one way out in the mountains. There's one a couple miles down the road from me. And then there's my two. Yeah. So now that I have another one that's close to it, it actually earns on the sending and the receiving. So super good news there. I thought it was only earning one direction. Switch tabs. Shit. Seriously? Thank you, Crow. See, this is what happens. I'm not allowed to be unsupervised. I need to get that shirt. It says, in my defense, I was left unsupervised. My wife has that shirt. It has Stitch on it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so this is the Crank Network. Now, if you're used to the Helium, you're used to seeing this covered in green because there's Helium miners all over the place. Unless you're like out here in the mountains or the desert or something like that. Any major city, it's just layered. But go back to my story. So zooming into Boise here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And out of the 4, 2 of them are mine. So it was really cool to get that second one, get it set up. And actually what was neat is to start seeing the earnings doing it in 2 directions. Because I didn't see that before. Okay, switch tabs. Thank you, Crow. I will try to remember that. So let's go back to that first gateway. So if we go back in history, we can see it was just send, 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 send. That's all it did. I still earned and did fairly well on sending. But now that I have 2, it's sending and receiving because they're close enough now to actually get those signals back and forth. Now, if you had a super big tower and you had somebody within range, then great. But see, I didn't. And so it was really neat to see this. It's almost doubled my earnings. Give you an idea, yesterday in send alone, it earned 5.479 Crank. Today, and it's not done yet, it's earned 8.219 Crank. So it's going to pretty much double the earnings because it can now send and receive to 2 of them. So if it's something you're interested in, yes, they are sold out. And I am sorry to tell you that. But what I can tell you is, like I said earlier, is my first license, I won. I didn't buy it. And so I got a $150 license for free by just joining the community for Crank and started watch the Twitter and participate. They say, okay, I don't remember what the question was they asked, but it was something, would you like to win a license? What would you do with it? What kind of miner do you have? Something. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it was totally surprised out of the blue. And I know they're talking about giving another 500 consensus licenses out. Now, if it is something you want to get into, I can take that off now. Something you might want to know about is, let's go back to the screen here, is if you do want to do a consensus, once you have, nope, not that one. Okay, I'm sharing the right screen. Good. We're looking at the right thing. Okay, so once you do get your license, you go in here, you have your Cadenian, all that. To stake your Crank, you have to go in here to the proof of trust. Now, the cool part is once you have a license, you can actually get into the consensus network. Yeah, just by having a license, you can get into there as long as there's an opening. And they're going to have 500 more, I think it is, released coming very soon in the next couple of weeks. They talked about in the Discord. So there's still some great opportunities there if it's something you want to get into. So that's one of the things I'm working on right now. One of the new things. Now, I ran into something the other day that I might totally regret doing, but I did it anyway. Because that's what we do, right? We take risks. And in the crypto world, sometimes we take a little more risk than we should. So let me go back sharing my screen and share the other one. There we go. And share that. Okay. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Drip Network. Hold on. Okay, yes, we're showing the right one. So we've all dealt with Drip, right? And some people did great at it. Some didn't. Well, I can tell you on the Pulse chain, they actually have pretty much the same Drip setup here, where you're going through, you're staking it, compounding it, taking out profits, da-da-da. You know the game. Well, they have a garden as well. And so I thought, you know what? It's a new network. It's a new process. I know how the game plays. I'm going to give it a go. So what did I do? I went ahead and I staked in the garden. And so if it's something you're interested in, not saying it's safe, because it even says right on there, if you go to the docs, and so let's go in here in the garden, and it says, this is a high risk, high reward game. The contract will continue to pay players as long as there are funds on the contract. Once the contract balance hits zero, the game is over. So this is one of those early in, early out kind of games. Now, if it's something you're interested in, and I am not saying this is great in any way, I'm going to shoot you the link to it. And let me go back to it. Here you go. Do your own research. Do not just degen jump into something like I do, because I'm an idiot. But, hey, you got to have a little fun once in a while. And so I kind of missed out getting in early on the Drip. I missed out on the whole FOSS thing on the Drip side, because as we know, it's just bled down to zero. Maybe this will pull something out. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But I thought I'd give it a go, because if nothing else, it's having fun and it's experiencing something new. So that is what I'm doing. I'm not making a video on it. I'm not promoting it. I'm not saying it's great in any way, shape, or form. I am saying it's super, super degen and ultra high risk. But if you are the kind of person that maybe you did well in Drip, maybe you know exactly how to manipulate these numbers to get the most profit out, because it does say in the garden that you can get a maximum of 300% return. Okay, that's not bad. Even if I break even, cool. I had fun doing it. And unlike, like video games or different things that we do, scratch tickets, whatever, a lot of times we have fun and we're not getting any money out of it. Yeah, so if I put a quarter in my machine back there, well, if it's 2 quarters, I'm going to have fun, but I'm not getting any ROI. But I got the experience. And sometimes that education, that experience is absolutely priceless. So if it's something you're interested in, that's one of the things I'm diving in, having fun, and just playing around and learning with it. So those are the 2 latest things I got into this week. Now, the last one you guys probably probably saw my video on Spartan. There we go. Spartan Bitcoin mining. Now, we know right now Bitcoin mining facilities are popping up. You've got fraction mining, you've got Monopoly, you've got Spartan, you've got several others out there, and everyone has a little bit different business model. But I think they're all great. I think it's a next level above just buying Bitcoin, holding it, and waiting until it spikes up to sell it. This is where you can invest a little bit and actually earn Bitcoin over time, and hopefully more than what you invested. So if it costs you, say, $300 to invest in Bitcoin today, or you took $300 and bought Bitcoin today, well, the trick is next all-time high, if you invest in like a mining farm, the possibility is that $300 of Bitcoin is going to be a whole lot more Bitcoin in volume. So when you go to sell all-time high, it's going to sell for a lot more. That's the concept. And I think it's a great concept to do. Now, it is always risky. But I think a lot of these projects out there are really sound and solid. I love tactical investing. I love Alex's project he's got with fractional mining. I think it's great. Monopoly, I think, has a lot of possibilities and has a huge potential on the power rate at 2 cents a kilowatt hour. Me as a journeyman electrician, 2 cents per kilowatt hour, that's freaking amazing. I wish to God I could get power like that. I pay 12 cents per kilowatt hour here. So all my miners are shut off right now because it's just not profitable. I know Spartan, when I talked to Greg, he was pushing right at about 6 cents per kilowatt hour, I believe. But definitely check out that video, and I will put a link to that here. Because as you notice, I go through kind of the basic high points on it. But I do not say go invest. No, because I don't want you to. I want you to do a little bit of research. I want you to know what it's about. Oh, there we go. And share this. Okay, so you know what the hell I'm talking about. And share this tab. Okay. So yeah, this is Spartan Bitcoin mining. And what I forgot what I did. Well, there it is. Yeah, the crypto mining revolution. And that's where I talk about the different types of miners, things like that. It's a really short video, but basically it's the high points of Spartan. Now, the reason I don't want you to go invest in this today, because I've got a meeting with Greg this weekend. We're going to set up a date for a live AMA. So here's what I want you guys to do is, check out the video, then go join Spartan Discord and go to their website and start learning about them. Because I want to bring Greg on here where we can sit down live, face to face, and you can ask him the hard questions. Because there's a lot of little nuances. As I was digging through this, like, well, what about this situation? Well, what about that situation? How does this work? Because the whole concept is you don't buy an NFT, okay, that pays you out over time. You're not investing into a speculative company that's just starting out, saying, okay, well, if I put it in 500 a day, you're going to airdrop me Bitcoin. No. They are actually giving shares to an SEC registered company. That's right. Spartan Bitcoin Mining is already registered with the SEC. They've got their stamp approval there. They've been up and running in mining for several months now, and they paid out dividends for a few months. But when you do this, you actually get shares of ownership in the company, like you would with Tesla or Microsoft or Google or something. Yeah, you're getting actual shares. So that's really unique, but I'm not very familiar with the way shares work. So I thought the best thing to do was get Greg in here. Let's sit down. Let's have a one-on-one, face-to-face, and let's ask him the hard questions, because there's things I need to ask him directly. I'm sure you probably have the same kind of questions. So as soon as I get that finalized, I will let you guys know. But absolutely, go over and hop into this, and that'll kind of share that information with you. And did I share that? Yes, I did. Nope, I didn't. See? So I can't have nice sayings. I should be supervised. There you go. There's the link to that video. And if you haven't checked out some of my other videos, I try to make sure I have a wide assortment, because the whole concept that I'm doing here at Down Home Crypto is to help you guys learn about cryptocurrency. So most of the stuff I do here on Down Home Crypto is really based off educating people who have no idea what's going on. If you don't know what a blockchain is or how it works or why it works, any of that, not a problem. Go to Down Home Crypto here, and let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see what the hell we're talking about. And scroll down here till you see Crypto 101 Zero to Hero. That right there. Whoa, I just broke it. Okay, here we go. Crypto 101 Zero to Hero, because this goes all the way back and draws in color crayon. What is a blockchain? What is the difference between a coin and a token? What is market cap? How do you figure out market cap for a crypto? So all these different aspects. How do gas fees work, and what is a gas fee? Why do you need it? How does that operate in the blockchain? Top 3 mistakes. So this, if you watch this through this series, will not only explain how does it work from a blockchain to adapt to a layer 1, to creating your first Coinbase wallet for central exchange, to creating a MetaMask wallet for DeFi investing. Then it starts talking about where to get information on new projects, things along those lines. So definitely check that out. If you know somebody who has any interest whatsoever, then shoot them that way. Then you got more like the rags to riches, which is your strategic investing. Every week we talk about strategies, how to safely invest, what the best cryptos that you should be looking at, which ones you should not, and why. But also safe practices, both mind and investing strategies, how to get your brain to think correctly. Don't be reactionary. It's like buy the rumor and sell the news. If you sell it on the news, you're probably too late. Don't buy it. That's when you need to sell it. Or vice versa. It's like when I start seeing that news pops up, oh, Bitcoin's going to crash. It's the end of the world. Everybody's going to die. The sky's falling. To me, that says, hey, go buy Bitcoin. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's streets are running red with blood. Great. Buy up, because it's going to go back up. That's just my philosophy, and that's why I've been doing this. Because once I see it on the news, whatever happened has already happened. Now it's time to be proactive for the next event. Okay, so I am still not seeing our special guest, who is out for dinner, and he did warn me he might be late. We're gone an hour into this, so I think I've given him plenty of time to show up. See, down home. Hey, look, we're live right now. It says so. Yay, me. Okay, so we're here. What do you guys think? What questions do you have so far that you would like to know, toss them in the comments there. And even if it's just, girl, hey, if there's something that I've mentioned before, you heard a rumor about, or anything you want to know, if I know it, I will be happy to pass it to you. Anything is on the table. It's Friday night. Don't care. We're sitting around. We're having some drinks. Although mine is just, I don't have ice anymore. I just have water. But what do you guys think so far on the Freaky Friday? I know we got to get more interaction. Is it too late in the day? Is it something we need to keep doing? Do we need to change it? Do you enjoy this type of format, or should I be doing something else? And that's something else I want to do with Freaky Friday, guys, is I want to get your opinions and your inputs. The biggest thing for me as a content creator is to grow the channel, to grow the community. And to do that, I have to give you guys what you want, what you enjoy, what you want to see. And so if I'm not doing that, please let me know. Give me suggestions, ideas. I hate, and it might be about a certain crypto project, and that's great. But even more so, it's like, hey, Serenity, what we really need in this space is somebody who talks about this, or maybe it's marriage counseling, or maybe it's, what are you investing in this week? Like I just showed you with the crank and with the drip. Not saying they're the right thing to go. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing. You want to know exactly what I do on my own personal time with my own personal wallet? That's it. I do some degen plays. I grab some more miners. I nerd out a little bit. Watch a whole lot of videos on making better content, better audio, better video, all these kind of things, from thumbnails to traction. And so the biggest thing you can do is help me by, first of all, telling me how I'm doing as far as, can I make better content? What do you like? What don't you like? Definitely leave them in the comments below. Jump in the Discord, let me know there. And the other one is to share this with your friends, family. If it's something that they would enjoy, whether it's the technical aspect of crypto, whether it's just the party fun scene that we're having. Yeah, definitely do what you can. I appreciate it. Maybe a POI for the stream and see where it takes off. POI. I could come up with so many different things. Point of interest. Possum, ostrich, igloo? Or is that pole? I'm really curious. I could come up with a lot of things. I keep thinking point of interest. Maybe a point of interest for the stream and see where it takes off. You got to help me out on that, Crow. What exactly? Because a lot of this, I'm kind of flying blind. I mean, as a lot of you guys know, I started Down Home Crypto, just over a year ago now. But I did it part-time while I was working up until December of last year. And that's when I said, you know what? The only way to go in life, for me at least, is all in. I'm never one of these half full, glass half full, half empty kind of thing. No, it's like either glass is overflowing or I break the glass. There's no halfway for me. Point of interest. Okay. And, maybe a point of interest for stream, see where it takes off. Okay. So, Crow, give me some ideas. What would you suggest? Throw some... So I'm not exactly sure I know where you're going with that. So point of interest for the stream and see where it takes off. Is that like suggestions or polls, or we're going to have to check? Because yes, I definitely want to get your guys' ideas, suggestions, and see what you think. Because yeah, I am all in on this. Like I said, I'm not a halfway kind of guy. You can ask Crow, you can ask my family, anybody else. I'm one of those. I just kind of like, okay, let's do it. All in. And I've always been that kind of way. I don't believe I can give 100% of myself to anything unless I absolutely commit to it. And that's just my philosophy. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's safest. Believe me, I've wrecked a lot of things in a lot of different ways, from finances to cars to relationships, you name it. I have absolutely mutilated everything by being that extremist of a person. At the same way, it's kind of who I am. I don't know how to just kind of ease into something. If I go to a swimming pool, dip my toe in the water, yep, that's cold, and then I dive in. Is there rocks on the bottom? I don't know. How deep is it? Yeah, I'll find out when I hit the bottom. I've been one of those guys my whole life. I don't know how to do anything else. And thankfully, I have the amazing support of my wife, my family, my friends. And so thank you guys for putting up with my craziness, because yeah, I can get very intense, erratic, addicted, passionate. Take your pick. There's a lot of very extreme words to define the kind of mindset I am. But what's awesome about that is I have hooked up with some amazing people in the community. You get guys like Alex or Yabunks. He's just as passionate. He's just as driven. And I don't think he has any filters either. I think he's just kind of all in or nothing. Yeah, we don't fit into the normal day-to-day crowd very well. We tend to stand out. Not always in the best of ways. But you know what? meeting up with people like that, teaming up with people like that, it kind of lets me know it's okay. And so I can go that way. And I think there's absolutely a love of people that are those type of extremists. And I think people like you like to watch those kind of crazy people like me, because you don't want the day-to-day doldrum 5 o'clock news article kind of crap. I think you want somebody who's genuine and real and just throws himself out there, whatever it is. This is me. How you like me so far? But not the arrogant side either, because I think that's totally the other side of the spectrum. I think it takes a balance of humility and humor, a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of experience in life. You mix all that together with a little bit of sick, twisted comic relief, and you probably got somewhere where I fall at. I'm not a master of anything, but I'm very good at everything. Most everything. I haven't tried brain surgery. I'll work on that one. So it does not look like our guest is going to make it back from dinner, so we'll have to put him on another night. And I had reached out to Lady Boss Nat, and we did talk about bringing her on stream sometime. She said, great. I was hoping to drag her in, spur the moment tonight, but she is a very busy girl. But that is one person I would love to get on here, because we have talked back and forth for, almost 2 years now about getting together on a stream or some kind of event, because she's another person that has amazing positivity. And so if you ever get a chance, definitely chat with Lady Boss Nat. I love her to death. And she's like the ray of sunshine on the other side. Always uppity. Everything's great. And she has somewhat of a challenging life like I do. Some interesting aspects of the personal world. And I think that makes us stronger. And I think that makes us really appreciate those. So biggest thing is, whatever challenges you're going through, I can guarantee you one thing. Tomorrow, the sun will still rise. So it's one thing. If nothing else, no matter what is happening in your world, there's one guarantee you can count on, is tomorrow the sun will still rise. And that's another opportunity to make your day better and to turn your life around. So Nat's amazing. Hey, you bunks, you made it, my brother. Good to have you, my man. A little late, but yes, Nat is amazing. I totally agree. And I can't wait to get her and I on stream. I think it's going to overflow with psychotic joy and happiness and pleasure. I think it'd be totally fun. So one of these nights, I will convince her into jumping on with us, and we're going to have a positivity sunshine night. It's going to be a blast. Sorry, I got to refill everything. Yeah, it's Friday night. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not doing there. But like I was saying, so whatever darkness you're in, whatever negativity you're happening, I can guarantee you tomorrow the sun will rise, and that's another opportunity. So please never, ever feel like it's hopeless. There's always a way. And no matter how dark it is, there's always a silver lining somewhere out there. It might be sick comedy. It might be dark and twisted humor, whatever it is. But the secret for me personally to getting through a hard situation is to find some reason to smile, laugh, or smirk, or something to get out of that blackness. Because, man, there's some days it's just pitch black. And if you don't find some pinpoint of light, it's real easy to get lost in that. And if that happens to be my daily quotes, now, for those who don't know, I also have another channel, and we'll pull that up just because we're having fun today. And so we're going to switch accounts here, and we'll share that screen. And okay, switch tabs, because if not, Crow will yell at me because he's keeping me straight today. And we'll go to your channel. There we go. A lot of clicky to get around. Okay, oops, and nope, add stream. There we go. And that one's called Today is Your Day. Now, these are some very short, simple quotes that I do, and I try to make one every single day. I did not make one last night because the video I wanted to use for the background for the quote I had wouldn't download. And it was 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm tired of fighting with this, and if I do it, I'm doing it just to do it. I'm not doing it for the right reasons. The whole concept of Today is Your Day is no matter where you're at, no matter how black it seems, there's always a little piece of quote, hopefully somewhere in here, that you can relate to. Whether it's okay to change your story. So give you an idea, like this guy. The author of the story. You don't like this chapter? Okay. Something, a quote that simple. Because there are people that feel trapped in their lives out there. And they feel like, oh, I've been on this road for 20 years. I can't change. I can't. Dude, at any point in time in your life, stop, turn left, and go. Seriously, I've done it several times in my life. For the record, I've had like 6 or 8 complete career changes. I'm not talking I went from medicine to therapy to psychology. No, I'm talking I went from working in a grocery store and produce to pizzas to car mechanic to hardwood floor specialist to CEO of vape company to journeyman electrician to content creator. I mean, we're talking these things don't have anything to do with each other. That's because at some point in time in my life, I said, okay, stop. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. Let's go that way. Whee! And away I went. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're semi-responsible. But the biggest thing is to not be trapped in your life, because too many people go through life day after day after day thinking they're trapped. And that's in relationships. That's with jobs. That's with anything you're doing. You are not trapped. You are the author of your story. Take control. Nobody in this world is more focused on making you happy and successful than you. That's right. It's your job. And if you don't like the way it is, change it. I know it sounds drastic. I know it's like, oh, well, he makes it sound so easy. No, I have wrecked marriages. I have absolutely been homeless. I have had nowhere to live. I've done all kinds of things wrong. I've gone through addiction and recovery. I have hit the extremes about every spectrum you could possibly imagine. So I can tell you, I know just a little bit about those experiences. And yes, I've lost friends. I've lost a lot of things. At the same time, I've grown. And I think I'm a better person today from those hardships, from those changes, than I ever would have been had I just stayed on that long, boring path. Because I guarantee, had I been on some of those paths, I would be sitting on the couch right now with a remote, watching Survivor, waiting to die. I would be existing, not living. This to me is living, because I'm pushing the edge every single day. I'm learning one new thing every day, striving to be just a little bit better every day. I think it's the most critical thing and the most important thing any of us can do to make our lives better. So with that, I do not see our guest for tonight, so I'm going to go and wrap this up here in a minute. But I want to say, guys, thank you for tuning in, whether it's you were here on the live stream or you watch it at a later time. Either way, I hope some of my craziness and my wisdom, my passion has bled out to you. And if nothing else, I can be just a little bit of positivity in your world to inspire or motivate, or just make you smile. Sometimes just getting somebody to smile can change their entire world around. So if you feel lost, alone, in the dark, uncertain, you're not alone. You know what? I'm scared as hell when I get up here every single time. And I think that's a good thing. If I'm not terrified of doing something new every day, if I don't break into a sweat getting up here from nervousness, I'm not pushing myself. So you know what? I have full belief that you can change your life to whatever you want it to be. All it takes is you to take that first step and the courage to keep driving forward. So I want to thank you all. I want you to have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to catching you next Friday. Till next time, guys. Have a great night. And special thanks to Crow for keeping me safe. You Bronx, brother. I love you, my man. And I will see you later. Bye, guys.